Hey folks, I'm trapped indoors today. Not really, but it is raining outside, so I thought I would stay in and do some kitchen projects. One of those projects is I want to test a couple of camping stoves. My regular stove that I've been using for years with the pot that I've been using for years and compare it to a Jetboil stash and a couple of different configurations. I want to test fuel consumption and boil times, things like that. I also want to do some vegan cooking content if I can figure out the best way to shoot that. I have been dehydrating meals and storing them in the freezer for future resupply boxes. I don't intend to do the entire trail that way. Just one like care package from home about every 200 miles. So I have a couple more batches left to do. Most of that I've done over the last couple of months. So I may try to incorporate that into a video. But first, I wanted to look at some stoves and do a little comparison. So stay tuned. All right, so this is some of the cooking gear I've accumulated in the last few months. This one I've been using for years. It is a Toaks 900 milliliter with a Snowpeak Light Max stove. At the time I bought this, which is a long time ago, this is my second one. This was both the lightest and the fastest stove on the market, and they're about $60 at the time, and I believe they're still around that price. And then I purchased a 750 to potentially replace the 900 for the logic being it's a more compact, lighter weight, save a few grams, and with the intention of using the same stove. Got into an online discussion about the pros and cons and decided just to try the Jetboil to see what it's all about. Size-wise, in terms of how much space it takes up in my backpack, it's about the same as the 900. I believe it's an 800 milliliter volume, but it has the flux ring on the bottom, which makes it more fuel efficient. We will run some tests here and find out. So to start off, I wanted to compare the weights of my typical kit, my replacement kit, and the Jetboil. So this guy, let's go pounds and ounces. 7.5. 7.5. So, all right, the Jetboil. Let's go with the 750 next. It'll be 7.0. The Jetboil stash comes with lid and stove. And I'm not going to count the windscreen because I believe the flex ring kind of acts as a windscreen as well. So we'll leave that off. Zero it out. Altogether, 7.3. So next I want to see how long it takes these three outfits to boil water. We'll start with how much fuel is in this, or weighing this before to get a before number. 167. Now I've pre-measured the water so that they're all exiting the sink at the same time. And they're all the same temperature. So this is a half liter of water, 500 milliliter, which is nominally the same as 2 cups. Right. All right, we're starting to get bubbles. We'll call it boiling at 329. Going to measure fuel consumption. 157. 10 grams of fuel on, we'll call this test 1. All right, let's do a reset. All right, it's getting close. Call it 404, so just over 30 seconds longer. Let's check the fuel consumption. 147, exactly 10 grams also. All right, the third test I would like to do is the Jetboil. Same amount of water, and but with the Jetboil stove. So all right. This doesn't lock in, but it nests neatly in these little grooves that fit the flex ring nicely. So let's get the water ready. $142. There you go. The time it took was not all that much faster, but it burned half the fuel. And these have been sitting out approaching the same temperature. So that's 750 milliliters. That's a conventional full pot of water in a normal like campsite scenario. So we already weighed this, but this starting weight is 349 on the fuel. So let's do the tokes with the Light Max first. All right, 5 minutes, 4 seconds. Started off at 349, 334. All right. 422. Not breaking any world records, but it's a full 45 or so seconds quicker. That matters less. What I want to know is how much fuel did we burn? $334 was the start. 328. 327. So yeah, that's seven grams of fuel. So again, half, better than half. 328. 327. So that's like 6 to 7 grams. So I thought about a couple other combinations of tests I could do, but I think my questions are answered. Pay no attention to my messy kitchen, please. My main question was how fuel efficient is the Jetboil compared to the Light Max with the standard pot? The answer is about twice as efficient. So that means you can carry half the fuel, or you can go twice as far with the same amount of fuel. So that's a significant consideration. The trade-off in weight is minimal, if any, if you account for a windscreen. I always had a windscreen with me. If I go with the Jetboil, I will probably omit the windscreen. So that puts them, the weight of the Jetboil is, a few grams lighter than the 900 and a few grams heavier than the 750 kit. So weight is not an issue. The big issue is cost. I spent, because I'm not sponsored, I spent $150 on the Jetboil stash kit, $145 actually. That was the REI price. I believe it's $149.95 on Amazon, so I got a better deal at REI this time. The Tokes pot, the 900 is about $40, and the Light Max is about $60, so that would have been $100 over time. Nowadays, you can get a BRS for under $20, I believe, for the stove. The 750 pot was about $30. So obviously, the Jetboil stash is as much as double the cost of a full ultralight kit using a 750 and an off-brand stove. But I am leaning heavily towards taking the Jetboil with me. So, there you have it. That was my thought experiment. And now I know the answers to what I was wondering. And you know the answers to what does my kitchen look like? My obscene refrigerator magnets, my hot sauce collection. So more later. I'm gonna cook some pasta and make some vegan meals, but that may be on the next video.